Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will be looking at the Bitcoin charts and doing some technical analysis to try to determine which way Bitcoin is bound to break out. As in my previous video, we were watching a certain zone for Bitcoin to break out, and it did actually break out on the 1 hour chart. However, that ended up being a fake out, and I will show you also in this video how to avoid these fake outs by using different time frames like the 4 hour chart versus the 1 hour chart. So with that all being said, let's get into the weeds. And so we will start over here on the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin on the Binance exchange. And I was actually watching the Bitcoin action pretty much trade within the zone here of these two yellow lines. And I was looking for a breakout in either direction to open a long or a short. And on the 1 hour chart, you could see we were setting up in a triangle pattern to break out of, which could have confirmed more strength. Now, the shorter the time frame you work on, like the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, the less reliable that intel could be for the actual moves themselves. What you can do to avoid these type of fake outs that we did end up seeing when Bitcoin broke out and up above both the triangle and the upper limit that I was looking for to go long. Before jumping into a trade, when this candle closed, I jumped over to the 4 hour chart, and I noticed on the 4 hour chart I still had about an hour to go before this candle was going to close out. And therefore I actually waited before I pulled the trigger, because I actually wanted to see this 4 hour chart confirm what I was seeing over here on the 1 hour chart. And that little bit of confirmation actually saved me from engaging too early and helped avoid this fake out that we actually did see. Now, another indicator that was a clue over on the 4 hour chart, you can see where we reached the high here, the RSI came up into the oversold over 80 level of RSI. The next move up, which was actually a higher high, was a lower high on the RSI, thus creating bearish divergence. This bearish indicator, along with not closing above the level we were looking to close above, was enough to avoid the fake out that ensued. And typically with bearish or even bullish divergence, you will see a short move in the direction either bearish or bullish, and that's exactly what we saw. The bearish divergence set up, we saw some bearish action push the price down for a rather short period of time. Then we started to consolidate, and now we're starting to push back up. Now, what could be concerning if we reach up into this high area again, and you can see the RSI is actually still going to be even lower, so we may actually be extending that bearish divergence out even further, which could lead into another short-term sell-off. And in actuality, what I do see setting up is a possible double top here. However, we have 3 hours to go on this candle, so I have plenty of time to monitor this before I actually pull the trigger. So with that all being said, I do use the 1 hour chart to look for setups. However, I actually rely on longer time frames to actually get involved in a trade. So right now, what I am continuing to watch is the 4 hour chart on Bitcoin, and this high and tight trade that I mentioned in the previous video is still in play, and I'm just waiting for a confirmation in either direction, up or down, to get long or to get short. I will go either way once I get a confirmed break above or below these two levels. Now, the green line you see running through here is definitely acting as support. We can see multiple touches, and that green line happens to be the 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement, and the fact we're seeing support there leads me to believe that's pretty strong support. However, we are also seeing pretty strong resistance up here at 48.8. So we need to be patient and wait for a break in either direction. And the key would be avoiding a fake out. Now, if we get a double top here and I start to see the price sell off again and I have the bearish divergence, I more than likely will take a very short-term shoot and loot short position to pick up some profit from around this region back down into prior support. And you can see it's only about a 2.5% move, but with a little bit of leverage, I'd be looking at maybe a 25% win. And for a very short-term trade, just a couple hours, of 25% win in a couple hours, that actually adds up over time. Now, if we jump over to the daily chart, the bulls have kept this price above the 50% level, as you can see, and we are slowly starting to trend up. So that is somewhat bullish, and I will keep an eye on that. And the fact that the bulls were able to start to push this short-term EMA ribbon back from the bottom towards the top, again, those are all bullish indicators. And so I will continue to watch the daily chart. As you can see, when the price does get above the ribbons, we do typically see bullish movement towards the upside, and that's what I'd be looking at here. The only concern I have is we really had one push up rather than a multiple push up. And then you typically get a pull back into the ribbons, another push up, a pull back into the ribbons. And so what we're currently looking at is a push up and above the ribbons. However, we're just moving sideways, so we could see a pull back down into the ribbons and then a push up, or this could be a sign of weakness. And if we break this 50% Fibonacci level, which has been very strong support here, and it was actually pretty good support along here, but when the Fibonacci 50% level did break down, we went down, got back above, only just to break down again. And so the 50% Fibonacci level, or 47,000-ish area, will be a very key level for the bulls to hold and maintain. Otherwise, we're more than likely headed back down to the 618 level, which is the orange line you see here, and that is around 42.5. So if we break down below this 50% level, or around the 47,000 level, then you could certainly go short with a profit target anywhere around this 618 level of around 42.6. Now, on the flip side, if we get the breakout we're looking for above the, say, 49,000 level, then we're looking at profit more than likely around the 382 level on the Fibonacci, which would be around 51,000, or more than likely we could be looking back up here at the 53,000 level, which was the previous high we recently set. But again, before we get that breakout, we do see resistance back here, so we definitely want to confirm that breakout towards the upside in order to, again, avoid those fake outs. Now, the last chart I'll take a quick look at is the 1 week chart. And right now, Bitcoin is struggling to get above this trend line, but the bulls are making an effort to push up towards that trend line. And if they can actually breach above the 382 Fibonacci level, that 51,000 level, we could be headed back towards 60,000 or even all-time new highs. However, on the flip side, if the bears come in and push this price down below that 50% level of around 47,000, then again we're headed back down towards that 618 level, which we do see act as support. Previously, even way back here, it was support when we pushed back to our all-time new highs. However, if we break down below this 618 level, which is around 42.5, then we could be headed down towards 41,000. If that fails to hold, we could be headed all the way back down to 28.8. And if that happens, then there's the possibility we will be headed into the next bear market, and the bulls will pretty much be done for this run. So that's enough jaw jacking. I will continue to watch the 4-hour chart. You can see we're moving sideways, very similar to what we were doing back here, and got rejected and pushed down. Now the question is, can the bulls reverse this and push up towards 51,000 or maybe 53,000, or are we going to see another reversal back down towards the 618 level of 42.5 or around 41,000? Anywhere in that zone would be profit taking. making. So I will continue to keep you all updated, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions or comments, drop those in the comment section down below. And in closing, remember, never send your money in the battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.